All right, 18-point lead. I've got my pen. You know, I got my pen in my water. 18-point lead at the end of the first quarter. Here we go. It is the first game as we tip off the regional finals in Oceania. You've got New Zealand taking on Guam. It's New Zealand in white, and this is a game one in the best of three for the finals. The winner of this best of three gets invited to Jönköping, Sweden at the end of November. Nate, 18-point lead at the end of first quarter. You've said it, you are on the record.
Hey man, I like to do my sort of plus minus and whatnot. It's really, really basic, boring statistical modeling, but it's what I like to do. Because we haven't had any games against these two so far, if you are just joining, welcome to the Oceania Fun. We're just straight here into the final, best of three. You're welcome. There is no form guide, there's no numbers, no stats. It's just, you know, like I said, terrible statistical modeling. I'll do my best with it. And hey, first points to Guam. Shout out Guam, 2-0.
We will see if Guam can, quote-unquote, go ahead and pull off the upset. The reason I say quote-unquote, chat, is because we haven't gotten a chance to see either of these nations play. This is the first time we're watching them. And all you got to do is win 2 games, and that's going to be a loose ball. They get it on the other side. Defense get right back, passes it all the way to the left side. Dots to left. Trying to swing the rock, but the defense is just rotating. They're being a menace, looking to find a little bit of space back over to the left side. They're just passing the rock, but they've got to go ahead and make something happen here in 5 seconds. Going to chuck that one up, not going to go. And the steal does not lead to points, as they're going to go ahead and tie things up is New Zealand.
Thank goodness. I tell you what, that was a rough start. What was it, straight away in transition?
Yeah.
Was it double chase down or just very, very quick turnovers? And I was going to say that for Guam. The worst thing they could do, India, I was going to say, again, moot point now, I guess, is take anything early into their shot clock. They're getting heaps of joy at it. Yeah, got me rattled. Respect, up the Guam. At any point, yeah, they do something I don't expect. Like, yamming it on your face, son. Up the Guam, I think is what you're going to hear from me.
Guam, they may have rattled you, but you may have motivated them as they've got a 2-point lead in the early minutes, but it's New Zealand that's just coming back to tie things up. And this is kind of what you want to see from Guam. You want to kind of go ahead and go head-to-head, get as much buffer room as you possibly can in the early halves, in the early quarters, and give yourself plenty of space to make some mistakes, as they're going to go ahead and miss that one. It looked like a long 2 anyway. About 2:20 left to go, but that's going to be another bucket there by New Zealand, as they now have the lead for the first time tonight.
Yeah, probably not the last time, but I thought 3-point shooting could be a big point of separation, respectfully to Guam. New Zealand can get that going. Horsey looking at you. It really should be sort of lights out. You're welcome. You're done. Yeah, the irony there. Hopefully my Kiwi friends appreciate it. Horsey with the easy 2 inside. 3-point shooting. It's going to be New Zealand's to decide how much of that they want to take, because they should be timing it a lot better.
Well, as you can see there, a little bit of hesitation from the left corner not to shoot the 3. So I wonder if they're not confident in their own shot as they continue to attack the paint. At some point, you got to think New Zealand will notice this and just send too many men in the paint and dare Guam to go ahead and knock down the 3. And Nate, it was Guam that had the lead. It was Guam that kind of kept it together. But now it's New Zealand with a 6-point lead. 1:30 to go. A timeout is called as New Zealand is on a run of their own.
And I hope that if they're making the predictions, you're going to hear me call out when it's straight up wrong, because on that back cut, Horsey, what is going on? Guam with 8 more points that I expected them to maybe get. It's not even been difficult for them on the 2. Maybe New Zealand sort of saying, you can take them as long as your 3-point don't get going. We're going to do the fundamentals and close it out. But yeah, bit of a surprise at both ends. Horsey feasting in the paint right now. I guess there's still time for an 18-point lead in a minute. India, don't write me off just yet.
Well, I won't do that ever in life, but I'm just curious if we're going to see a 3-point shot attempt or 3-point even get drained here in the first quarter. Well, there's the attempt, but it's not going to go, and that's going to be another offensive rebound. We've seen a few of those from Guam. Again, if you're just joining us, you're watching New Zealand take on Guam. This is the Oceania Finals. The winner of this gets an invitation to go to Sweden at the end of November. It's a best of 3. This is game 1. New Zealand is in white. Guam is in black. And it's New Zealand with the ball and the 6-point lead. Looking to expand on it here. They had a little bit of opening. But, oh, they could have dotted it up for the slip, but they don't. Miss it from the right side. Guam's going to get it. That's going to be a transition take foul, and that's going to be free throws for Guam.
A little bit of ill-discipline. I said that I expect them to be nice and laid back and firing, but maybe there is a little bit of adjustment. It does feel like across the world, certainly not localized to this region at all, that connection even for one player can make things a little bit interesting. Goodness knows, we really hope that there's no AI or anything like that today, but yeah, maybe I'm waiting for game 2 is basically what I'm saying. You might see connection change, lead to a little bit of difference out there on the court. That's an excellent first quarter from Guam, just behind by 3.
They are down 3. Start things off in the second quarter. They get a chance to go ahead and tie it up here if they do knock down a 3.
It ain't happening. Come on, I'll make another call. Have a look at that paint.
All right, you're 0 for 1 now. You're 0 for 1. So you're saying no 3-point attempt in the second quarter? Is that what you're saying?
Well, certainly not off that possession. And yeah, again, for Guam, I understand that's probably the key to their success. Is also probably going to be a slow down in here, and that New Zealand should get the fundamentals done much more efficiently. Hey, prove me wrong again. Make me 0 for 2. I dare you.
We'll see if they can as they go ahead and try to pass it up the court. Top of the key. Could have been stolen away, but it's not. It's still Guam. Left corner shot. Oh, and Nate, so far your prediction is alive as they brick that one. And it's New Zealand. Top of the key is wide open. Get it to him a little bit late. Takes the shot. Looks like a contest. Not going to go. Guam with the rebound. Guam with the wide open man down the court as they cut the lead down to 3.
Yeah, we play in what? Transition basketball right now is probably the most affectionate way to call it. And I want to call it like it is. Connection looks like it's not an issue. It's just going to be different. Playing a tournament like this in Oceania, if it was Australia, New Zealand, yeah, no worries. 3 needed for 10s, by the way, if anyone would like to join in some casual 2K.
Takes a shot from the left side. That one's not going to go. Rebound secured by New Zealand. The defense does get back, but not in the paint as New Zealand takes it to the house for a 7-point lead.
Sensei's probably adjusted the best so far. I'll try and withhold judgment and make some less terrible calls as we go, but yeah, that's something with all the statistical modeling, the spreadsheets and stuff like that. No thank you, by the way. What about a 2 at the other end is normally how we capitalize. Good scrambling D. Well, one thing you can't account for is, yeah, what type of connection you're sort of going to get and preparing for that. It's not like there's a comparative nation and stuff like that. Oh man, the PS notifications. Be gentle, beautiful people. They said be gentle. Yeah, you can't prepare for that. So we're finding that out for the first time.
Oh, thought he was going to have a wide open shot from the left corner for a 3, but he stepped inside the line on the catch animation. Now it's New Zealand with the ball. Swinging it around. Right cash was open for a second, but they got it to him a little bit too late. I knew those type of things would happen, so we got to be careful and maybe switch some spots as it's New Zealand as they miss inside.
Community stream. So, yeah, maybe. Yep, here we go.
There you go. There you go.
Boys.
Do not disturb. That's what I'm talking about. Smart fella.
I love this league, man. I actually do. And that's quite representative of this region. You're going to have some fun with it. You're going to see lots of horsey jamming it down for 2 and a bit of fun and bands along the way. Yes, please.
In my head, I'm always ready as a broadcaster in case anything crazy happens that we see on screen to not mention it. But it's kind of like tough to ignore. Thankfully, things didn't get too chaotic. It's okay to say I love you. It's
and that's
fine.
why I'm here, India. Yeah, you get to keep the reputation rather, but I don't have one to start, so I can just go for it, mate.
27-17, 1:43 left to go as New Zealand on the defensive side. You've got take now for Guam. Trying to make something happen. Dots it over to the right. Going to attack the paint, and that was going to be denied by New Zealand. Blocked on the defensive side. Looking for something on the offensive end now. Down low in the paint, and that's an easy slam.
And I thought Aussie would be feasted. I didn't expect it to be this much this early. There is a 2 that could be taken. You see a jump coming way too late because of mention. The reason, I won't go there again, friends. We all know what's going on, but Yeah, have a look again. It's going to be the easiest feed, the easiest bucket. Someone said rec gameplay. I'd like to think that we'd get even higher standards if it was local rec gameplay that you got to do what you got to do it. We get to Sweden, India. There will be no excuses. Everyone planned on that land connection, so just get the job done. If you're New Zealand, I'm sure it's had a look at it. 3 ball can more or less be put away. Defensively, it does leave you guessing a little bit, if you want to put it that way. You've got to anticipate, quite literally, maybe a second or so in advance. Can really expose you, get risky if you want to do it like that. But hey, maybe this is the time to have a bit of fun. If they get the opportunity, the 3 ball, India, it's not going to go for it. It ain't going to.
It's slightly late as they've missed every single 3 they've taken, but it's Horsey on the New Zealand side that has 12 points, 6 rebounds. And no, we don't have skill boosters, but triple doubles will definitely go a long way, as that's going to be a foul. It's a D3 in the key, and that's free throws.
Man, I forgot. I understand why we don't have skill boosters anymore, but I didn't realize that that's done.
I know.
Yeah, like
I was looking at the run of show, and I was like, man, I don't have skill booster talk for nades.
the gap in
As
my
New
heart.
Zealand,
It makes
beautiful.
sense now.
I know. Passing it to the right side is Guam. Looking for a little bit of inside action, and they get it. Great positioning to capitalize on the easy 2. No shot clock. Guam looking to put a little bit of pressure on the backcourt. They pass it ahead. 4 seconds to work with. Call a cut from the left side, and the defense couldn't do anything about it, as it's 33-19, and that's going to be the end of the half. And once again, just straight domination down low in the paint. You can see it right there. It's Horsey with 12 points for New Zealand. 6 rebounds for that man there, just continuing the domination inside the paint. Look at the field goal percentage difference. 80% for New Zealand E-Blacks compared to Guam. I mean, they're just dominating inside.
Oh man, I'm just laughing at, I know Blade will bite on anything, and Blade, I mean that respectfully. It brings, the back and forth. I actually quite like it in the Twitch chat. You can go at me if you want. So, yeah, Vince saying, what is Horsey? Blade's just straight up like, okay, Vince Chang 21. All right, mate. What is Horsey? One of the best bigs in the region, Vince Chang, if that helps to answer your question. I did not think about, like I said, just going to put my hand up, that the 3 ball was not really going to feature for that connection region. Still had Horsey being your MVP of this series. The takeover that man's going to get, he's getting fed at both ends. Then he's just going to be even more dominant, rather. Look, I would like to see a timed stick dunk from that man. It makes no sense to do it when you're just yamming for fun already, but maybe in the 4th we can see an alley-oop or 2. I don't know. A little bit of something fun from Horsey, because he's normally sort of job done. Head down and go win yourself the game. Get yourself to Sweden in this case.
Yeah, to answer your question in another way, Horsey is someone who's horsing the other nation, as he's got just as many rebounds as Guam. As you see the domination continuing, as that's going to be a timeout called by Guam, as they've looked at a deficit of 41-19 here. They've really got to go ahead and string together a couple of buckets before this one gets out of hand even more. And Connor, yes, myself, Nate, Vince, Chris, the whole crew will be in Jönköping, Sweden. It's going to be a great journey. I'm calling Delta every single day to see if I get upgraded to first class. So far, no luck.
Oh, hang on. So where are you starting then?
Oh, I've been starting. Even before I got my visa, I was calling them.
No, I mean, like, if you want the upgrade to first class, what's your starting ticket then, friend? Come on.
Oh, luggage area. Down there in the paint. Down there in the plane.
Fair enough. We can chat about this a little later. I'm a little curious and whatnot. Mate, it's going to be very exciting. Certainly one of the biggest in-person events that I'll have the pleasure of commentating on so far, and probably for a while yet. Disappointing that Sweden couldn't make it through that lucky loser bracket. If you haven't been paying too much attention to sort of format, different things, different regions have had different ways of getting there. Come on, 3 ball. I just want to see one. I just want to see one, Horsey. Come on, Horsey, please. Never mind. We'll try again later. I don't even
my
remember my
goodness.
original point because I just want one green beam. It's not going to come from Guam. I've made that statement. It's looking good still.
You are sticking by it. Look, I like it. I am appreciative of you sticking to your guns. Guam at this point is like, all right, you know what, buddy? Forget winning the game. We just want to knock down a 3 and just prove to the world that we can do it. But so far, they don't have any space. I'm telling you,
what was I even
dude,
waffling about before India? We were talking about first class ticket, and I
We're
started
talking about
talking. I
first-class
have no
tickets.
idea because I saw Horsey just stand there for like 3 full seconds before pulling up. I'm like, took me out of the moment completely. Sweden, crowd, big event. It's going to be a really good opportunity to see, like I said, like for like gameplay. New Zealand deserve their chance to be the big dogs off the dribble. There's no way. Yeah, they deserve the chance. Like I said, I took a full day of mourning. You know, I wore all black and put ashes over the top and whatnot. Was like, okay, no Australia, but New Zealand, this is your chance. Surely, you get the opportunity to go to Sweden. And I'm really excited for this team, this squad. I mentioned before, Enrique, Coach Chrome.
Guam with the 3!
All right, see you.
I just had to, brother. I just had to.
I respect it. 0 for 2 in terms of the predictions, and genuinely happy to be so. Maybe that's actually genuine life, and one analytical point that I can get with all the waffling throughout the game today. If that starts going, it's a little late on. We're still down by 13. Maybe hope for game 2 or 3 India, because even with a good connection, right? I'm sure you're the same. Sometimes you don't believe it is possible to shoot a 3. Nothing's going. Everyone, you're like, oh, nah, mate, I'll step up. It's my turn to take it. And you can't time it for anything. Once you make one, you get some team take happening. I don't know. Let's believe.
Well, for now, top of the key shot. Do they get a 3 of their own? No, they don't. They miss it at the offensive board on the left side. Kick it out. Oh, my goodness. No foul call there as a man's on the floor. And here's Guam to the right corner. Way too late of a pass. Maybe they could have got it. And that's going to be a foul. And a smart one, as that's not going to put them to the line, but the next one absolutely will. But it's Guam, though, looking to make a comeback here. Looking to cut into single-digit deficit with a bucket. Can't get the cut. Oh, and it gets denied at the rim again.
All right, a bit of variation at the very least. I've been saying community run tournament, by the way. Shout out Kobe, Blade, Munted, friends. There's some things I could say. There's some things that you guys can say. We can put it that way. Enjoy what will be some big highlight plays. I have no doubt the countrymen will be going for it, having a bit of fun in the 4th, if and when this opens up a bit. Mind you, I'm 0 for 2 predictions, India. This 11-point lead is going to dwindle even further.
Indeed it is, as now the lead has been cut down to 9. New Zealand, no shot clock. 12 seconds till we enter the 4th quarter here in this game 1, and they slam it from the left side.
Taking Tremaine. Come on, friends. Come on. I'm ready. I see the take, baby. I'm ready, India. I'm taking over because never mind. Go in and drive on 2.
Oh, come on. That's that brain-dead offense.
Bro, is Vince available? Because I'm 0 for 3 off the rip, and I was feeling good.
Wait, what was your third
I got
prediction?
my notes we were talking about. I was comparing them to Vince's last week and sort of enjoying when they matched up, wondering why they didn't sometimes.
Wait, hold on.
More than ready for this one, man.
What was your third prediction? I missed it then. What was your third one?
That New Zealand would be able to get such a solid lead in the 4th that then they can start mucking around with it, some alley-oops. But to be honest, I said maybe Horsey, we can take a 3, and then he took one in the 3rd anyway, so.
I gotcha. Well, here's Guam.
We will, friends.
Uh-oh.
It's deep. We will genuinely get a bit more serious with it if and when we need to. I'm gonna talk about myself because India's a class act all the way through. I also like to try and call it like it is, and it should be job done. Also happy to point out when I'm wrong and shout out Guam for stepping up. And hey, they make 3-point. They've been, I'll say, savvy in transition to make it close. It has still felt all the way through like this is just can we get the ticket to
Guam for 3?
But hey, don't be leaving them wide open, fam. At the very least, please.
You know, in rehearsal, our production team was telling us about how they're going to scare us, but apparently whenever I yelled Guam for 3, we scare them. So happy belated Halloween, I guess.
Did you get comms on that? Was that feedback?
Yeah, it was in my ear. As that's going to be a
amazing.
violation. He steps out of bounds, and it's Guam's ball the other way.
What's up, man? What's up, man? We can, yeah, have some real talk afterwards if you want, because I will shout out any green beam. We've had some, what have I called them, sort of tier 2, tier 3 nations from other regions, and it's been really lovely to see them develop as we go, but the green light is now out for both sides, yes, please. And shot timing has been one of those things where we've had many nations not make a 3 even in their first game, and I mean that. They do not make even 1, and by game day 2, sorry, sort of 2 or 3 games into it, they've just got that timing down. They're used to that difference in server and timing. So I appreciate game 1. This might be your first ever game of eFIBA season 2. A little bit of patience sometimes required, and then we get in a roll, don't we, India, and we get some ridiculous plays. Check out those eFIBA socials for some just wild green time game winners.
We just saw an illegal screen that happened maybe like 80 feet away from the action. And that's another 3 from Guam as they kind of continue to go back and forth. But yeah, that illegal screen was just like unnecessary, crazy. I can't believe the ref called it. But nonetheless, we've got a 10-point ball game. New Zealand with the lead, New Zealand with the ball, New Zealand with a chance to take a 1-0 lead in a best of 3. As here comes the inbound from the right side, has a pick, goes to the top of the key, rotates from the left to get the cut, and great defense coming in from Guam. But it's New Zealand with the rebound. They get another crack at it, 10 seconds on the shot clock. Looking to find some space to attack the paint, and they do, as the defender stepped up for the block, whiffed, and it's an easy basket for New Zealand.
It's a little rough because, again, different connection, different game. You get a little bump on that, it certainly creates some doubt in the mind of the ball carrier there. You just look foolish, don't you? You got the hand up, you're running past him. And again, anyone watching, friends, just let us warm in. Let the players warm into it. See if they can get their shot time going. And defensively, they will just have to make some educated guesses defensively.
Missed there by Guam. Less than 2 minutes left to go, and it's New Zealand just running away with this one at this point. 16-point lead. As Guam looking to have a little bit of momentum and possibly carry it over to the next game mentally. Don't want to take that shot. Doesn't. Passes it right back to the guard. Over to the left side. Back up top. Takes a long 2. That's not going to go. And shout out to everyone from...
Oh, sorry. I was just going to say the mental game. Both sets of players certainly applying that better than I have here. I'm rattled, as you all can tell. But the repeatables, Horsey driving in that paint. I saw Guam start to bring a second man across to cut that off. New Zealand moving that ball around, but still not taking the 3 necessarily. Basically waiting to see if a defender will move, knowing that then you pass to that man when the defender's sort of guessed, and indeed, take your easy points.
They go ahead and call a cut and get the 20% plus contest layup to go. New Zealand, not a doubt that they're going to win this one. Getting bumped around in the paint, and that's going to be a timeout. Again, it was perfectly fine if it was a turnover, but good practices. As they're going to go ahead and call a timeout to avoid 3 in the key on the offensive side of things. 9 seconds left after this inbound. New Zealand, top of the key. Horsey down low, cut from the left. Back over to Horsey. He's got to go ahead and chuck something up. He's not going to be able to, and that's going to be a violation.
Going to have some back and forth times. India, I'm almost expecting sort of everybody to spam the timeout to finish. It's been one of those where we're going to have some fun with it. Connection-wise, maybe that can't happen. Hey, anyone can push that little button, fam.
Yeah. Going to be a foul on the left side. Not going to put him to the line.
I think I saw a comment earlier. Is this just run the break either way? No comment here. 18-point lead. New Zealand comfortable game 1 win. I said 18-point margin quarter 1. Well off India, but maybe an 18-point win. Still time for Horsey to try and break some records. No extra objectives. I can't even bring myself to say the word skill boosters. I miss them that much. But he'll be delighted to know that, yeah, he can be the guy. He can step up. Domination in the NZPL, like I said, one of the best from this side of the world. Goodness knows, in these conditions, it tests you in a way you might not have expected. And I think that's sort of your correct reaction there. Yeah, bit of a cheeky smile, sort of tick the box, so to speak, in here.
Well, they go ahead and get the job done as they are going to secure game number 1 in this best of 3. We talked about the three-point shooting. Thankfully, each nation did go ahead and knock down 3 for a total of 6. But you can see the struggles from the Guam side as they were 3 for 18 from beyond the arc, and that didn't really help them with their deficit. They came out strong in that first quarter, in the first few minutes, and then it just kind of continued to derail them later on. What do you make of that first game?